Hello friends and welcome. Today I will be talking about jute. I will deliberate upon its botany, cultivation and economic importance. To begin with, let's know its history. Jute is one of the most important cash crops of eastern India. The center of origin of white jute is said to be Indo-Burma, including South China, and that of Tosa, Africa. Jute cultivation is believed to have started in India as early as 800 BC for manufacturing cordage, paper and cloth. The breakthrough came in 1833 when jute fiber was spun mechanically in Dundee, Scotland. The first jute mill was established at Rishra on the river Hooghly near Calcutta in 1855 when Mr. George Ackland brought a jute spinning machinery from Dundee. Jute is a natural fiber with golden and silky shine and hence called the golden fiber. The fibers are off-white to brown in color and 1 to 4 meters long. Jute fiber is often called Hessian. Jute fabrics are also called Hessian cloth and jute sacks are called gunny bags in some European countries. The fabric made from jute is popularly known as burlap in North America. It is produced from plants belonging to genus Corchorus, native to tropical and subtropical regions throughout the world. It's the second most important vegetable fiber after cotton in terms of usage, global consumption, production and availability. Now let us talk about its scientific classification. Jute belongs to kingdom Plantae, division Angiosperms, order Malvaceae, family Malvaceae, subfamily Gravoideae, genus Corchorus. There are two species which are cultivated in India, Corchorus capsularis or white jute and Corchorus olitorus or Tosa jute. First, white jute, botanically called as Corchorus capsularis. White jute bears spherical seed capsules. White jute has bitter glycoside corcorin, hence it is called as tita or bitter pat. History states that Indians, especially Bengalis, used ropes and twines made of white jute from ancient times for household and other uses. Next is Tosa jute, whose botanical name is Corchorus olitorus. Tosa jute, also called sweet pat, is an Afro-Arabian variety and has cylindrical capsules. Tosa jute fiber is softer, silkier and stronger than white jute. It's popular for its leaves that are used as an ingredient in a mucilaginous potherb called molokhia, popular in certain Arab countries. The book of Job in the Hebrew Bible mentions this vegetable potherb as Jew's mallow. That was history of jute and its scientific classification. Now let us know its botany. The plants are tall, usually annual herbs reaching a height of 2 to 4 meters, unbranched or with only a few side branches. It has well-branched taproot. Since Corchorus capsularis is highly adaptable, it covers nearly 75% of cultivated area. Corchorus olitorus, which cannot withstand floods, is grown only on uplands. The fiber in the inner bark is soft and strong and allows good lengths to be drawn out. The jute fiber comes from the stem and ribbon of the jute plant. The leaves are alternate, simple, lanceolate, 5 to 15 centimeters long with an acuminate tip and a finely serrated or lobed margin. The flowers are small and yellow with 5 sepals, 5 petals and 30 to 60 stamens. The flowers are solitary or produced in few flowered cymes. The fruit is a many-seeded capsule. The capsules or seed pods in the case of Corchorus capsularis are globular, round and wrinkled, while in Corchorus olitoris they are slender, quill-like slenders. Jute is basically self-pollinated and has 14 diploid chromosomes. It needs long day photoperiod for growth. It thrives almost everywhere and can be grown year-round. Dear friends, let us know about the agroclimatic requirements of jute. The suitable climate for growing jute is a warm and wet climate which is offered by the monsoon climate during the fall season, immediately followed by the summer. Temperatures ranging from 24 to 37 degrees centigrade and relative humidity of 70 to 80% are favorable for successful cultivation. Jute requires 2 to 3 inches of rainfall weekly. During the growing period, the jute plant needs an evenly distributed rainfall of 170 to 200 centimeters. Sandy and clayey loams are perfectly beneficial for the growth of this plant. Constant rain or waterlogging is harmful. The new grey alluvial soil of good depth receiving salt from annual floods is best for jute. Now let us move on to its cultivation. Jute cultivation is carried out in the following steps. First is land preparation. It is carried between January to March of a year. It needs 3 to 5 times cross plowing. Cow dung is generally used along with NPK in appropriate proportion depending upon the type of soil. Second is sowing. In March or April, the jute sowing season starts and continues till June in some western belt of India. Yields are generally higher in the crop sown during winter season. Basically, 10 to 12 pounds per acre seeds are sowed. Seeds are either broadcast or dropped in shallow furrows. Apart from decomposed manure, phosphorus, potash and nitrogen fertilizers are used to enhance the growth. Next is weeding and thinning. When the plants are being surrounded by the weeds, an attempt is made to wipe out all the weeds by khurpa. Simple manual labor may be utilized for weeding and thinning. Destroying the weeds between rows with wheel hoe saves labor and helps to mulch the soil. Herbicides may be applied for weed control. Finally, harvesting. The skin or the bast can be taken out within 120 to 150 days after the flowers have been shed. The crop is ready for harvesting when it is in small pod stage. If harvested before, the fiber is weak, while if left until the seed is ripe, the fiber is stronger but is coarser and lacks the characteristic luster. The plants are cut with stickles at or close the ground level. In flooded land, plants are uprooted. The plants are left in small heaps at different places in the field for 2 to 4 days when most of the leaves get dried up. Then they are tied into small bundles, each with a diameter of about 20 to 25 centimeter. The color of the fiber is darkened if the leaves are allowed to remain during the process of retting. It's also thought that the drying of the plants before retting facilitates the separation of the fiber. A small portion of the crop is left for maturing into seeds. Now, dear friends, next we will be talking about extraction of the jute fiber. To extract the fiber from the stem, the process is carried out in the following steps. First of all, steeping. The jute fibers lie beneath the bark and surround the woody central part of the stem. To obtain the fiber from the stem, these entirely soft tissues must be softened, dissolved and washed away. This is done by steeping the stem in water which is 60 to 100 centimeter in depth. The bundles of stalk are laid in the pond, ditch or slow-moving streams and left for 5 to 15 days. Jute bundles rot better when steeped out at a depth of 15 to 23 centimeter below the surface in slow-flowing clean water. Second step is retting. Retting is caused by microorganisms which soften the tissues and gums and break the hard pectin bonds between the bast and jute hud and permits the fibers to be separated from the woody stalk. The retting process consists of bundling jute stems together and immersing them in low running water for about 20 days. From the 10th day, the cultivator starts inspecting a few plants. If the fiber smoothly slips out when pressure is applied with the thumb, retting is considered to be complete. The retting process is completed in 8 to 30 days. However, the retting process may require less time if the quality of the jute is better. In most cases, the fiber extraction in water retting is done by the farmers while standing in water. A plentiful supply of water for retting is required. The optimum temperature for retting is 26.7 degrees Celsius. Retting is better if the stems are uniform in thickness. The best place for retting is slow-running streams which are free from pollution as far as possible. Third step is striping. The fiber extraction is done during the months of August and September. In the striping process, non-fibrous matter is scraped off. Then the workers dig in and grab the fibers from within the jute stem. 10 or 12 reeds at a time are beaten with a mallet to loosen the fiber. This action frees the fibers at the root of the stalk. Fourth is washing. Before hanging for drying, the extracted fibers are washed in clean water. It is necessary to make the jute fiber more bright and clean. Fifth step in fiber extraction is squeezing and drying. After washing, drying process is started. The fiber is collected and laid out on bamboo racks to dry for 2 to 3 days. Generally, the sun is used to dry the jute fibers. After drying, the fiber we get is called jute fiber and is ready to be sold in the market. Sixth step involved in its extraction is baling and grading. Subsequently, the fiber is sorted into bundles according to the quality and pressed into bales. There are 2 stages of grading, one for the home trade and other for the export trade. The preliminary grading is done by the kacha balers. A kacha baler is one who grades the raw jute and packs it into kacha bales weighing about 250 pounds for use in the home trade. A pakka baler grades the fiber for export, cuts off the hard root end and presses the jute into pakka bales weighing 400 pounds of 49 by 18 by 20 inches. Raw jute is further classified for trading and for manufacture into jute products on the basis of length, strength, fineness, luster and color. White jute is available in the following 8 grades as W1, W2, W3, W4, W5, W6, W7 and W8. Tosa jute is available in 8 grades as TD1, TD2, TD3, TD4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Mesta jute is available in 6 grades as M1, M2, M3, M4, M5 and M6. Other gradation of raw jute for region-wise trading are as follows: Assam, Assam 1 to Assam 8, Jangli, Jangli 1 to Jangli 8, Bimali, Bimali 1 to Bimali 8. The lowest grade is termed as cuttings. Seventh and the final step in jute fiber extraction is storage and transport. The important link in the chain of movement of jute from the growers to the home mills or the exporter is collection, assembly, storage and transportation. The fiber is transported by country boat, back of animal or cart to the larger secondary centers where jute buying and selling goes on daily during the seasons. Dear friends, let us move on to its yield. The yield of the crop depends upon the quality of the soil and the attention which the fiber has received in its various stages. The average yield is about 11 to 21 quintals. The yield can be increased by using improved seeds, applying fertilizers, and adopting better plant protection measures. The fiber content of the plant generally ranges between 4.5 to 7.5% of the green weight with an average of 5.5%. Next is areas of production. The Ganges Delta contributes more than 80% of the jute production in the world. The Ganges Delta can be subdivided into the following three geographical regions in terms of jute cultivation. First, Jute area. This comprises parts of the districts of Dhaka, Mymensingh, Tangail, and Comilla of Bangladesh. This area annually receives fresh deposits of silts carried down by the flood water. Soils are acidic and the texture varies from sandy loam to clay loam. According to commercial quality, the best quality of jute, the jet type, grows in this area. Second, district area. This comprises parts of the districts of Kushtia, Jessore, Khulna, Rajshahi, Pabna, Dhaka of Bangladesh, and some parts of West Bengal of India. This area has soil of slight alkaline clay loam to light loam in grey to dark color. Third, northern area. This comprises part of Dinajpur, Rangpur districts, East Bogra and Sirajganj of Bangladesh, and some parts of West Bengal of India. The region has sandy soil with low moisture retention capacity. India, Bangladesh and China are the three major producers in the cultivation or production of jute fiber. Using advanced production techniques, India is the largest producer or cultivator of the jute in the world and also has dominance over the world jute products market. Due to national law to use jute as packaging material, India is the largest consumer of jute in the world. The cultivation of jute in India is mainly confined to the eastern region states like West Bengal, Bihar, Assam, Tripura, Meghalaya, Orissa and Uttar Pradesh. In India, 4 million families are involved in the cultivation of raw jute. There are 773 jute mills in India and nearly 250,000 people are employed in these mills. Bangladesh is currently the second largest producer of jute fiber. However, Bangladesh falls behind its other competitors in applying recent technological advancements. China is the third largest in terms of jute cultivation. Due to China's huge population, the Chinese are not emphasizing the cultivation of jute as it competes with other necessary crops. Due to modern effective agriculture, they have the highest yield of the jute fiber in the world. There is also cultivation of jute or its allied fiber, kenaf, known as hibiscus cannabinus, which is a coarser textured plant in other Asian countries like Myanmar and Thailand. Friends, now it is important to know about the pests which largely affect jute. The jute crop at all of its growing stages is infested by over 24 insect and mite pests. As a result, both the quality and the quantity of crop is affected. The incidence of the pest infestation largely depends upon weather conditions, variety of jute, method of cultivation and the presence of predatory and parasitic organisms. Anthracnose spots caused by the Colletotrichum glosporides may infect 50 to 90% of a jute population, but spraying with copper oxychloride at 0.5% strength checks the spread. Thangavel et al. Found that jute was badly infested by 3 species of weevils while Corchorus capsularis was unaffected. The semilooper Anomys sabulifera may stunt the growth, reducing fiber yields by 13 to 32%. Of all the pests, the jute hairy caterpillar Spilosoma obliqua is most destructive. The larval stage, particularly the third and fourth stage, feed voraciously on the jute leaves and may skeletonize the jute plant. Friends, finally we come to economic importance of jute. Jute is used as first food. Jute leaves are consumed as a food in several countries. The leaves are rich in beta-carotene, iron, calcium and vitamin C. The plant has an antioxidant activity with a significant alpha-tocopherol. It is a popular vegetable in West Africa. The Yoruba of Nigeria called it iwedu and the Songhai of Mali called it fakohoi, whereas Tunisians called it mulukia. It is also a popular dish in the northern provinces of the Philippines, also known as saliot. The Haswa people of Nigeria and their Fulb neighbors called it rama. They use it to produce soup or boil the leaves and mix it with kuli kuli or groundnut cake and consume the mixture, which they call kwado in Hausa. In India, it's locally known as nalta sag. It is a favorite food during the summer months, especially in Sambalpur and the western parts of Orissa. Usually, it's a light sauteed and eaten along with rice or rice gruel. In northern Sudan, it's called as khudra, meaning green in Sudanese Arabic. It is eaten with ugali, which is also a staple for most communities in Kenya. Second is fiber. The fibers are used alone or blended with other types of fibers to make twine and rope. Jute rope has long been popular in Japan for use in bondage. Jute buds, the coarse ends of the plants, are used to make inexpensive cloth. Conversely, very fine threads of jute can be separated out and made into imitation silk. The fibers are also woven into curtains, chair coverings, carpets, area rugs, Hessian cloth and baking for linoleum. Third is jute diversification. Jute has entered various diversified sectors because natural fibers are gradually becoming better substitution. Among these industries are paper, celluloid products, non-woven textiles, composites, espadrilles, floor coverings, home textiles, high-performance technical textiles, geotextiles, composites, new age fabrics, footwear, molded door panels, and scores of other useful products. Friends, let us discuss a few of them. First is jute floor coverings. They consist of woven and tufted and piled carpets. Jute mats and mattings with 5 to 6 meters width and of continuous length are easily being woven in southern parts of India in solid and fancy shades and in different weaves like Bosal, Panama, herringbone, etc. Jute mats and rugs are made both through power loom and hand loom in large volume from Kerala, India. Second is geotextiles. Geotextile is most popular in the agricultural sector. It is a lightly woven fabric made from the natural fibers that is used for soil erosion control, seed protection, weed control and many other agricultural and landscaping uses. The geotextiles can be used for more than a year and the biodegradable jute geotextile left to rot on the ground keeps the ground cool and is able to make the land more fertile. Third are jute shopping bags. Jute has gained an advantage as being an eco-friendly option instead of poly and paper bags, as poly bags are made from petroleum and are non-biodegradable and manufacturing paper bags requires large quantities of wood. Jute is therefore being used widely for these purposes, but higher costs is a setback for it. Now let us discuss some of the medicinal uses of jute. Jute is reported to be demulcent, deobstruent, diuretic, purgative and tonic. Tosa jute is a folk remedy for aches, pains, dysentery, enteritis, fever, pectoral pains and tumors. Ayurvedics use the leaves for pain, piles and tumors. Elsewhere, the leaves are used for cystitis, dysuria, fever, and gonorrhea. The cold infusion is said to restore the appetite and strength. To conclude, let me once again give a brief outline of what we have discussed so far. We have discussed history of jute, its scientific classification, botany, agroclimatic requirements, cultivation, extraction of jute fiber, yield, areas of production, pests, and finally economic importance. That's all. Thank you for being with me.